Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a young girl named Elara and her aging grandmother, Mira. They survived by gathering wild pears from the old orchard behind their cottage and carrying them to the weekly market in a woven reed basket. Every dawn, Elara would rise before the roosters, select the ripest pears, golden, fragrant, and free of blemish, then gently rub each one with a soft cloth until they gleamed like small suns. Yet when she reached the bustling market square, she always chose the shadiest corner stall, set the basket down silently and waited. Around her, other sellers filled the air with lively calls. Ripe figs, sweeter than honey, come taste. Fresh bread, still warm from the oven. Best spices in 7 valleys, step closer. Elara's voice never joined the chorus. She kept her eyes on the ground, cheeks burning whenever someone glanced her way. The pears sat untouched. Day after day, she trudged home with the same heavy basket, while neighbors returned with jingling coins and wide smiles. One chilly autumn evening, Mira fell ill with a fierce fever. The village healer demanded silver for the rare herbs that could break it. There was no time left to wait. Mira, voice weak but steady, clasped Elara's hand. "My heart, tomorrow you must speak for us both. The pears are good, let the world hear it." Elara barely slept. Fear coiled in her stomach like a cold river stone. Yet at first light, she filled the basket once more, kissed her grandmother's forehead, and walked the familiar path to the market. The square roared with its usual life. Elara placed the basket on the wooden crate that served as her table. Minutes passed. No one stopped. The sun climbed higher. Shadows shrank. Her palms grew damp. She thought of Mira shivering under the thin quilt, of the empty medicine jar, of all the silent days behind her. Finally, she closed her eyes, drew the deepest breath of her life, and let the words tumble out, quiet, trembling, almost lost in the clamor. "Pears, sweet autumn pears, please come and see." The sound felt strange leaving her throat, fragile as a new leaf. No one turned. She swallowed, opened her eyes, and tried again, a fraction louder. "Golden pears from the old orchard, very sweet, only a few left." A baker nearby paused, curious. An elderly man with a walking stick slowed his step. A young mother carrying a toddler glanced over. Elara's knees shook, but she pressed on. "Freshly picked this morning. Taste one, please." The young mother approached first. She lifted a pear, turned it in her hand, then smiled. "They do look lovely. I'll take 4. She dropped coins into Elara's palm and called to a friend. "Look at these pears. Come quick before they're gone." Words spread in the lazy way of market gossip. People drifted closer. A carpenter bought 6. 2 sisters shared one on the spot, laughing at the burst of juice. Soon a small crowd formed. Elara kept calling, still shaky at first, then steadier, then clear. By the time the afternoon light turned amber, the basket stood empty. Coins weighed down the small pouch at her waist, more money than she had ever held at one time. Elara ran home so fast the wind stung her cheeks. Mira, propped against pillows, opened her eyes at the sound of the door. When she saw the pouch and the proud, bright look on her granddaughter's face, tears welled in her own. "You let them hear you," Mira whispered. Elara nodded, voice soft but sure. "They liked the pears, grandmother, and they liked hearing me." Weeks later, Mira's health returned. But something even greater had begun to heal. Elara no longer hid in corners. Her call rang out each market day, confident, warm, inviting. Soon customers sought her stall first. She saved enough to buy better baskets, then a small cart, then a permanent place under the market awning. The once silent girl grew into a woman, whose voice carried across the square, respected by everyone who knew her story. And whenever someone hesitated at her stall, unsure or shy, Elara would lean forward with a gentle smile and say, "The fruit is ready. All it needs is your voice to call it into the light." So remember, inside every one of us waits a basket of gifts, talent, kindness, ideas, dreams. They may be perfect, sweet and true. But the world cannot taste them until we find the courage to speak. The first word may tremble. That's all right. Say it anyway. That is exactly how confidence learns to stand tall.